My name is Shana Penna. I'm the founder of PingTRAKS, and our headquarters are in Boston, Massachusetts. I ended up starting living on the streets at 12 years old as a runaway. To do that, I had to be smart and resilient. By 15, I was in a foster home, but by 16, I was emancipated and in the military because I was thinking about my life in ways differently. I thought the military was my way out of the streets. By 19, I was a teen mom. And then I was able to be creative and get myself into college by negotiating with a college president because I had never applied and I never took my SATs, and she accepted me if I passed 2 classes. And that's how I got to college. I got to Boston because I had a professor that sat me down and said that my brain was meant for Boston and that as a poor rural teen mom, I had no opportunity where I was. And because of that, I sold everything in my house and I moved to Boston with a 2-year-old. And I came here and I went to UMass Boston and I graduated college in less than 3 years. From the day I was born until I was 30, I had to be innovative because I had to survive. And at 30, I decided I need to be innovative to thrive. And that's when I actually applied for grad school and took my kids to China. We had never even had a passport. My kids had never been out the country and I had only been to Canada. But I knew that I had to do something big and different. And so that's how I've created a life in being innovative, but also resilient in trying to get ahead. And it's a resilience that for an entrepreneur and innovator, it's required. You have to be resilient. But it also made me recognize the power of human potential, that if you put your mind to it and then put action behind it, you can get things done. My startup started because of COVID, actually. During COVID, I was asked to source PPE, masks and gloves from Asia because I have an extensive network there. And when I started doing that, the problem I faced was I would find out that the stuff didn't actually exist, and so I started looking into what's going on with our medical supply chain and realized that there was huge risks to our medical supply chain, and they really came out during COVID. So people can doctor documents just to get fake medical products into the United States. They could change the labeling, and when they change the labeling, it allows them to send stuff into the United States that shouldn't get here. And even if it doesn't reach the United States, unfortunately, it'll get sent to other countries. So countries in Africa with more vulnerable populations. And so these fake medical products, even if we reject them, will end up in somebody's hands. The challenge that we're addressing is trying to eliminate counterfeit medical products from the supply chain altogether, identifying the manufacturers that are causing the problems or the people in between that are taking the products and putting in fake products. So my partner and I, we researched programs, and MassChallenge was the top program to apply to. And so we knew that if we applied to MassChallenge, it would both give us confidence, but also the skills that we need as entrepreneurs. As a MassChallenge alum, I'm actually alumni in residence, so I have office space here, which is fantastic because I can come in and engage with other startups and go to all of the networking opportunities that MassChallenge offers here. I also run the Women's Inclusion Network. I feel like I've grown in confidence as a person and as an entrepreneur here. I'm always learning from other startups here, and I just find the experience and just working together such a powerful thing, because if you have access to an organization like MassChallenge, then you have access to resources. Innovation is the relentless pursuit of possibility. It is looking at the world, and instead of identifying the challenges and saying, oh, I can't do this, it's just seeing that one glimmer of opportunity, that one thing that maybe if you solve that, you'll solve that problem. And I think that's what people need to think about when they think of innovation. It's not about these great, huge things. It's really about, hey, how can I solve this one problem just to make this person's life easier?